like Open Door, OfferPad, and Zillow, these new iBuyers, what is it that they know that we don't know? Why are they running ads like this that pop up in our Facebook newsfeed? Well, you probably noticed that the attention span of people right now is very fragmented. You probably also noticed that the same techniques that used to work to get your deals aren't working as well as they used to. And that's natural because there's more buyers that have flooded into the marketplace and a lot of stuff has changed in the last decade. Okay, so what used to work that we can use in today's advanced society? Okay, I'm going to get to that right now. So who's this? This is a realtor on your page. This nice realtor used to be the go-to source to get your investment properties. But what's happened is that now every single time you submit an offer on the MLS with a realtor, you get into a multiple offer situation or a bidding war if it's a property that's at all attractive numerically or physically. So that method doesn't work as well as it used to. It'll work again probably when the market crashes, if it does crash, but right now it's not an effective strategy. What about this? Handwritten letters, direct mail that we'd send out to sellers directly. Yes, this method still can work, but it's working less and less right now. Plus, it's a giant pain in the butt. It's not a replicatable system that you can do over and over again with the click of a mouse. So this method right here, I used to use a lot, but I don't much anymore because there's so many people that are sending out this junk mail in the eyes of the seller that the seller just tosses it and we end up getting less than a 1% response rate using it. What about this one? Going to auctions. Auctions used to work, yes. When the foreclosure crisis was really high, you used to have more properties than buyers. When you've got more properties than buyers, it was good to be a buyer. But what's happened now is that when these auction companies and or the city or county, when they're doing tax auctions, what they're doing is they end up getting more buyers than properties. So the formula doesn't work as well if you're an auction buyer. Plus, with that method, you don't get an inspection period. You take a bunch of risk. You have to pay cash that day. It's a dangerous proposition. I bought a lot of properties from auctions, but I don't do that anymore. What about these beautiful, ugly machines? Bandit signs. You see them on the side of the road. Maybe you've even tried them before. These things right here, they do get a lot of attention. They actually work really well to get you off-market sellers as well. The problem is that they get so much attention that the city comes down on them really hard. You can get citations and fines, and plus they're just a pain in the butt to lug around and try to get them out there. Nobody really likes doing those things, but they do work from a marketing perspective. So with all these old models, you end up having to do things that you don't necessarily want to do. Using social media, however, it's not a problem anymore. So let me give you the overview of this. Okay, so what we want to do to catch the attention span of our seller who's got fragmented attention right now is we want to do a pattern interrupting Facebook ad. Okay, then we're going to send them over to a lead capture form of some sort. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have our call center call them, and then our purchase manager will evaluate the deal, who then will either set up an appointment or we'll just do it over the phone and then they'll negotiate the contract. That's the simplistic flow that we want to take our sellers through. They want it too. They don't want to go through a bunch of showings and inspections and all that kind of stuff. They want it to be a simple process. That's why these iBuyers are picking up so much traction, so much steam. I'm going to show you the stats in just a second here. Okay. And then phase 2 of it, if you happen to be a wholesaler, if you're not keeping the property for yourself, then what you need to do is follow six simple steps. You package up the property and post it for sale. You let the buyer conduct their inspection. You sign a contract with the buyer. You get the buyer's deposit. You get the closing document signed, and then you head to the title company to do the closing. That's a bird's eye view of this process when we're taking deals off of social media and putting them through our system. And if you use the system that I just showed you, this process, it means you can get rid of all the old stuff that doesn't work. You can still get off-market deals without having to do so many different things. Instead, get focused on the one thing that works really well, and it's only going to work better as we go. Now, it's not that those old methods have stopped working entirely. In fact, what's happened is that people have changed. This image right here, picture this. Have you seen this in your real life? You probably have. I've noticed it even when I go out to dinner with my wife sometimes. I notice that all of a sudden the conversation dies while we're waiting for our food and both of us are sitting there texting. Who would have ever thought that that would take over the entire society? But that's reality. That's what's happening right now. So if you want to get the attention of your prospective seller, where do you think you have to be? You've got to be where they are. Right now, 1/3 of Americans have over 3 smartphones in their houses. Okay. Additionally, there's now 80.9 million iPad users in America. That's not including all the other versions from all the other companies that make tablet computers as well. That's just Apple's iPad, 80.9 million users. 68% of Americans are now on Facebook. That's more than half, all ages, all genders, everything across the board of Americans, 68% of them are on Facebook right now. Okay. Fragmented attention is the new normal, and it's only going to get worse. Try to take away someone's smartphone. You think it's going to happen? It's not going to happen. So let's do what works. Why are these huge tech companies jumping into the real estate game to buy houses from sellers directly? Well, because they see an opportunity. Door.com is one of them. Let's check out some of the other ones. You've probably seen some of these. OfferPad, Open Door. Now this slide right here is provided by Curved.com. And what Curve figured out is they ran the numbers. They figured out that in 2014, these iBuyers bought nothing. And then in 15, they came along and bought some houses. And now over a 4 or 5 year window, they have really ramped up. Open Door bought 10,000 houses in 2018, 10,000. And the company didn't exist in 2014. Do you think that they figured something out? Well, guess what? The real estate giant Zillow.com has now recognized this trend happening as well, and they're jumping on board. Google it. It's all over the internet. Zillow.com now wants to buy your house. It's insane. It's incredible. It's a good opportunity for us as real estate investors to study this and figure out what works. I've gone through these ads backwards and forwards. I've gone through their funnels to figure out what they're doing and what us everyday investors are missing. And I came up with our ad that works. I've also paid some of the best marketing agencies in the country to help me run ads to figure out what works and catch the attention of sellers directly. And now I've figured it out. I've got the ad that works. It's a little bit more grassroots than some of these giant big tech companies, but I've got what actually converts. Okay, to land killer deals that are off-market deals in today's marketplace. I'm holding a free training on this tomorrow to show you the process of using social media for real estate investing. The thing is that I'm doing it on Zoom so I can share my screen and I can show you the ads that are actually working. Zoom limits me to 100 seats. I've only got 27 seats left at the time that I'm making this for you. I'd hate for you to miss it, so I'm going to leave this registration link for you below. Or there is one other option. If you're digging around on Facebook, you could find our social media group called Social Media Marketing for Real Estate Investors, and you could get in to the event there. That's the only other spot that you'll find it. Otherwise, click that big button below to jump on the webinar with us for tomorrow. It's a live cast, so I don't know when I'm going to be doing this again, if I ever will do it again. Okay, I look forward to seeing you there.